This is a Storm Tracker 13 tropical update.
21 past the hour means we go to the tropics. A lot to talk about with our tropical depression located around 100 miles to the southeast of Cape Canaveral. Let's start near there at the Kennedy Space Center Visitor Complex here at 21 past. This is the Kennedy Atlantis cam showing some ominous clouds, but some sun breaking through, and you'll find that today from time to time in between our showers, which will be spiraling onshore coming in around our area of low pressure. The infrared satellite imagery shows us where the higher cloud tops are, where we have the stronger thunderstorms, and they're largely to the south and east of the low, meaning they're on the opposite side of central Florida. So we're not going to deal with the deep convection today, but because the system is close by and because we're still going to have the influx of tropical moisture, it'll impact our weather for today. Got the latest numbers in from the National Hurricane Center to share with you, and it still has us with a storm of winds of 35 miles per hour. Remember, it needs to be at 39 miles per hour to be classified as a tropical storm, and if that happens, it would be named Arthur. Currently, the movement is stationary, but it is projected to take on a northerly track over the next 24 hours, and as that happens, it will intensify, moving over favorable warm water, and it's also going to get caught up with the trough that's moving across the eastern United States. This is going to be a bigger deal for other parts of the country in terms of travel. Leading into the holiday weekend, we're going to find that this storm will likely intensify to a tropical storm, maybe even a hurricane. Still too early to tell the exact track of it and who's going to deal with a direct impact. A lot of room to change the extended forecast, but for the short term, we are going to be monitoring our local impacts in terms of Storm Tracker 13. I'm going to switch the source here and show you some model guidance coming in from Storm Tracker 13. Remember, the bigger the arrow, the stronger the winds, and this has the icon becoming a tropical storm later on today. Most of the heavy rain stays offshore, but it's still going to be close enough through the overnight and tomorrow that we'll have some more intense downpours with the scattered areas of rain, and that continues through tomorrow. There comes that trough that's going to get caught up in as it intensifies moving up the eastern seaboard. Let's take that closer look at Storm Tracker 13 today, where we're going to have the rain coming in from northeast to a southwest overall, if not maybe a more north to south steering flow, and any of these could contain heavy downpours, gusty winds, and also the risk of maybe some rotation with some of the coastal bands. So Storm Tracker 13 going to be active today. You can clearly see the model guidance picks up on that center of circulation as well. So your forecast in writing for this afternoon, 92 degrees. That'll vary with the rain-cooled air at the coast. The more breezy conditions will we find at the immediate coastline. With all this humidity, it won't take much to bump up that comfort zone index, feeling like the upper 90s to near 100. One good thing about the rain, it tends to lower the pollen. So if you're an allergy sufferer, you're in luck for the next couple of days, but this is when we have our elevated rain chances. So your 7-day outlook, of course, brings us into the holiday weekend. By that point, the tropical system, whatever form it may be by then, will be well to our north. We will be tracking the afternoon thunderstorms once again, though, in typical fashion for this time of the year, going for 95 degrees, a 40% chance of rain, and that humidity is going to stick around through the weekend. I'd say tomorrow, though, the better chance for rain associated with that tropical moisture. More in less than 10 minutes with your weather on the ones. Right now, Storm Tracker 13.
For joining us on this Tuesday, July 1st, I'm Sandra Osborne. Right now, all eyes remain on this tropical system off our east coast. It's already having an impact. An update right now on its track with a check of your accurate weather on the ones. Meteorologist Maureen McCann here with your weather on the ones, focusing on Tropical Depression number 1, the first system of the Atlantic hurricane season, which is forecast to become a tropical storm at some point today. As of now, the movement is stationary as it kind of meanders off the east coast of Florida, north of the Bahamas, and the exact location, as of the latest advisory, about 95 miles southeast of Cape Canaveral. Winds of 35 miles per hour. It would need to have 39 mile per hour winds to be classified as a tropical storm. We could get into some of that with some of the heavier bands today on the northern edge, which is why we have our tropical storm watches and warnings labeled for the east coast of central Florida. Today, interior sections will find those scattered areas of rain too. They'll be hit or miss. It's going to be a warm, muggy day too, with high temperatures reaching the lower 90s. So like yesterday, some of those downpours could produce torrential rain. I'll be back with your county by county forecast coming up in less than 10 minutes.
Your accurate weather expert forecast with Storm Tracker 13.
As we see with any nearby tropical system, regardless of the strength, we know that when the pressure lowers, the wave heights tend to come up, and that's what we're finding on Storm Tracker 13. Plotting these for the nearshore waters around 1 to 3 feet, but you can tell by the contours that where the pressure drops, the wave heights increase, and this is really going to impact the boaters more than anything else as we go into the offshore waters. Now, for inland locations today, the FBC Mortgage weather cam showing partly sunny skies, very warm, humid day. We will have the inland showers and storms like yesterday, but they'll be scattered, so it's not going to be raining all day. Meanwhile, at the coast, that's where you'll have some greater impacts, particularly with the stronger winds. Most of them should stay below tropical storm criteria today, but it could get gusty with some of the heavier squalls. Also, the rough surf, the rip current threat coming up, beach erosion a concern with any area of low pressure, and also enough rotation to maybe spawn a few water spouts with some of those stronger storms coming in off of the Atlantic. For the boaters today, generally not a day to go out because of the tropical storm warning. Hazardous conditions, choppy on the intercoastal, becoming rough later. But the good news is if you want to get out in the water, we should see some big improvements in time for the holiday weekend in terms of not dealing with the tropical system. Let's go county by county, and we're going to find varying conditions today across central Florida. Remember, Flagler and Volusia counties, this is where we have our tropical storm watches for today. And through the evening hours, we will have the rain likely increasing in coverage for Brevard County, upper 80s to near 90 degrees with winds out of the north. No alerts for our interior counties like Osceola County, but you could run into some of those tropical downpours from time to time. Same with across Seminole County. Warm and muggy today with winds out of the north around 10 to 20 miles per hour. Marion, Lake, Sumter counties, likewise, you'll be in the lower 90s with winds out of the north. And for Orange County, like yesterday, we'll dodge some heavier showers from time to time, but we will have some intervals of partly sunny skies, warm and humid. We'll be in the lower 90s. We'll have more coming up with the complete tropical update on the way at 51 past the hour, so make sure you stay tuned for that. Right now, a live look at Storm Tracker 13.
This is a Storm Tracker 13 tropical update.
51 minutes past the hour means it is tropical update time. Let's get right into it, given we have a storm off the Atlantic coastline about 100 miles off the coast of Cape Canaveral. Meanwhile, for our Gulf Coast beaches today, you're going to find some areas of rain passing by from time to time, but the proximity of high pressure is actually going to provide things looking like this at the Tradewinds Beach Resort at St. Pete Beach, Pinellas County. Some elevated surf a little bit compared to yesterday, but not a bad view certainly earlier this morning. Also not a bad view at Flagler Beach. Now, this is the northern extent of our tropical storm watch and tropical storm warning for the coastal waters. And this picture came in from Twitter this morning. Thank you so much. Always sending us great sunrise pictures from there. And take note of our Twitter handle today. We would love to hear from you, especially to share your photos and send us your storm reports. Now, those advisories attributed to Tropical Depression number 1. It was upgraded from the National Hurricane Center last night. And the latest advisory from the National Hurricane Center hasn't nearly stationary, so it has some time to intensify. Still not all that impressive on the northern edge of the storm. Most of the convection wrapped around the southern part, impacting the Bahamas. But because we could get into some heavier squalls, then it is going to be in favorable grounds for intensification over the next 12-24 hours. We do run the risk of tropical storm force winds or conditions in these counties. Remember, a watch different than a warning. The warning is more imminent, and that is certainly going to impact the boaters, the mariners, anyone wanting to go to the offshore waters. Just not a good idea for today. Wait for things to calm down after the storm passes by. Let's see what it wants to do now. The latest computer model guidance has us with this afternoon potentially becoming a tropical storm with winds of around 40 miles per hour. Let's take this up the coast now between Wednesday around midnight to Thursday morning. That's when it will maintain that northerly track, still maintaining tropical storm status. By that time, it's well to our north. But the cone of uncertainty does include some coastal areas along the eastern seaboard, and that could impact some travel plans. Maybe if you're waiting for people to come visit you or you're heading out of town. A lot of uncertainty certainly in the long-range forecast. It's in the short term that we are going to likely keep this storm offshore, the center of low pressure that is. So let's take you to the spaghetti model plot. Remember, each one of these lines represents what the center low pressure might do, and they all continue to stay off the east coast of Florida. But it's close enough that we'll have some of those residual impacts in the form of tropical moisture leading to our heavier downpours today. And some of them may contain some rain amounting to 1 to 2 inches, with the heaviest amounts for coastal Flagler and Volusia County. Remember, this is the forecast icon, so maintaining tropical storm strength through tonight as it marches up parallel to the east coast, but still close enough to send some outer bands of rain onshore. By the time it moves to the north, we'll see improving conditions later in the week. 92 breezy today, and for the next 7 days, we keep rain chances elevated even beyond our tropical system because of the daily occurrence of the sea breeze collisions. More with your weather on the ones in less than 10 minutes. Right now, Storm Tracker 13.